Welcome to Organic and Inorganic Synthesis Lab. In our lab, you will begin to learn new synthesis techniques. To do this, you need to begin with small molecules, and these molecules will react together to make more complicated compounds. To figure out your compound, you need to characterize it. In our lab, we offer techniques to characterize your compound. One of these techniques is the NMR, the proton NMR particularly. So, in our department, we have 12 NMR machines. They are beginning from 300 megahertz till 700 megahertz. As you may know, to produce this magnetic field, that means we have a big coil with electricity. So big coil and electricity, that means producing heat. So these machines are designed to be cooled down. And the cool down system for the NMR machines are using liquid nitrogen and liquid helium. So these two cold solutions are used to cool down the machine. Bear in mind, this very strong field, magnetic field, you need to be aware when you move down close to the machine. You have to be free from magnetic metals. So we advise students, when you go downstairs to the NMR machine, you need to be careful with take off your magnetic things in your pockets, like your watch, your mobile phone, your keys, your campus card, and even your bank card. When you move downstairs, you will find out there is a safe area highlighted by spotty yellow line. I'll show it to you later in the next video. So, to make a good NMR sample, you need to think about how much material you need to use and where to put your sample. So, this is the NMR station. You will come in here and you will find NMR tubes and NMR solvents, and you will bring your sample to prepare your own NMR sample. So you will find this NMR tube. It's specifically designed for 500 megahertz machine, and each single NMR tube, it should be qualified to run in the NMR machine. In our department, we provide all the NMR tubes are qualified to run NMR samples. So this is the NMR tube. The first thing you need to do is to put down your NMR tube in the rack to stabilize it before preparing your sample. Now, in chemistry, you may have a solid material as a product or a liquid. So, how much material you need to prepare your NMR sample? For solid material, you need between 5 to 20 milligrams, while for liquid compounds or oily material, you need between 1 or 2 drops. So 1 to 2 drops of liquid or oil material, 5 to 20 milligrams of solid material. I would like to highlight something important. If you have a low yield and you need to characterize your compound, in our lab you have to characterize it by NMR, IR, and melting point. So this is the order as well to characterize your compound. That's what we advise if you have a low yield compound. Because when you prepare your NMR sample, this compound you can be recovered by removing the solvent. So beginning with the NMR, please, if you have a low yield compound. So for solid material, as we said, between 5 to 20 milligrams, and for liquid, 1 to 2 drops. So this is for your sample. To have a solution, you should have a solvent. And to prepare an NMR sample, you need to use a deuterated solvent. Why using deuterated solvent? To avoid the overlapping of solvent signal with your compound signal. So when you come into this lab, you will find many options of organic solvents deuterated solvent. However, what we do advise you to do, the first option to think about is using deuterated acetone. So this is the deuterated acetone bottle. You will come in here and find it, and you need to make your own solution from this solvent. The question now, how much solvent I need to prepare a good NMR sample? So as we mentioned earlier, how much material you need. For the solvent, you need between 0.6 and 0.7 ml solution. So 0.6 to 0.7 ml solution, and it has to be a clear solution for a good NMR sample. How to get a clear solution? To have a clear solution in chemistry, when you put your solvent in your compound, you might have a cloudy material. So to have a clear solution, you might heat it up, ultrasonic it, or filter it. This option is the preferred when you prepare your NMR sample. So you need to filter your solution if it's cloudy, and even if it's clear, we advise to filter it. Okay? So 0.7 ml solution. How to filter it? The question, how big is the funnel? How big the filter paper? Actually, there is no funnel, there is no filter paper. You will make your own filtration station. How to make your own filtration station? First of all, you will come in here and you will find pipette, a small pipette, and you will find this beaker filled with cotton. So you have pipette and cotton. What you need to do, you need to have a small amount of cotton, move it around like a tiny ball, and try to put it on the top of your pipette. Now, the cotton is here. How to move it down? Use a longer pipette and push down the cotton till the end of the pipette. And as you see, the cotton now is down the pipette. This is like a filter funnel. So you can use this pipette for filtration. What you need to do now, you need to put this pipette with the filter cotton on the top of your NMR tube. Then put it back to the rack. Now we have our own filtration station. For this demo, we will make an NMR sample for a solid material. So this is the solid material. What you need to do, you will find a small vials here, and they are unused and clean, so you can use these vials to prepare your solution. So, and also you need to bring a small spatula. For solid material, we mentioned it has to be 5 to 20 milligrams, but you will not weight it. What you need to do is, from your experience, you will find out how much material you need. From my experience, all what we need to do is a small patch of solid material on the spatula, and this is almost between 5 and 20 milligrams. You will put it inside your vial, and this will be enough for your NMR sample. Now, we put our sample in the vial. What's the next step? The next step is to make a solution. To make a solution, you will have another pipette and take between 0.6 and 0.7 ml of your NMR solvent. And this will not be measured, you will make it roughly. So what you need to do, from your experience, you will find out how to measure it properly. So I will take between 0.6 and 0.7 ml of my solvent, and I'll put it in the vial in my sample. When you finish, what you need to do, you need to close your NMR solvent bottle to avoid contaminated. Then, back to your sample. As you see here, there is some solid material in the bottom. So what you need to do, just squeeze it using the pipette to have a clear solution. Now, you will take off all the solution and begin the filtration. Put it on the top and move all of your solution to your filtration station. Now, after this step, if you find out that you don't have enough solvent and you need to top up some solvent, what you need to do? First of all, this used pipette has to be disposed because it's now contaminated. So you don't need to use it again. So you will find a glass bin here, so you need to put it in the glass bin. And to top up for a new patch of solvent, you need to use a new pipette. Please do not use the same pipette to top up your solvent. For the vial itself, when you finish making our sample, what we need to do is just dispose it. And because for this demo we have enough solvent, we will not top up this sample. And to find out how the high we need for a perfect solution amount for an NMR sample, you will find out here, like a temple, to find out where is your sample is enough or not. So you will put it there and find out the high of your solution. If it's lower than your template, that means you need to top up. If it's a bit higher or the same, it should be acceptable. Now, after you make your sample, you don't need the filtration station anymore, and you need to dispose it in the glass bin as well. So put it in the glass bin. Also, you will find NMR caps. These caps need to cover your NMR tube. Please put your cup tightly. So this has to be tight enough on the top of your NMR tube. Losing this tab inside the NMR machine, it could make an issue. So if it's not covered tightly, please ask for help. Now, as you see here, when I make this sample, most of the caps are the same color, green or white or blue. So how do I know this is my sample? What we advise you to do is label your sample. So all what you need to do, have a pen and write down even on the cup or on the glass on the top. So you need to label your sample. Okay? So this is the first sample you've made from a solid material in acetone. Now, for the old sample, I will label it with the letter S because it is solid. You have to be aware that the magnetic field is really strong, and you need to take off most or all the metal that you have. For example, in my case now, what I will do, first, I will take off my watch. And I will take off my mobile phone, in addition to my campus card. So these all the magnetic things I do have at the moment. Now, we need to put our sample inside the NMR machine. You're coming with your sample in NMR tube. What you need to do first, you will find this spinner. This spinner is designed to hold your NMR tube. All what you need to do first, put your NMR tube inside the spinner. It has to be tight. Then, you need to put it in a specific high. And to justify the high, you will find this template. So what you will do, you will put your NMR spinner and the template there, and you will hold the NMR tube from this part and move it down till the end. Please be aware, don't push it from the top because it might be break and make damage, and also you have an injury. Please, when you move it down, you need to move it down from there. However, sometimes when you're coming there, you push it too far away. And in this case, when you put it there, you'll find it's too high. So what you need to do, you need to push the spinner itself down to have the specific height. Now we set our NMR tube on the template and the spinner. How to submit our sample? First of all, we will go to the screen and choose from the first option, which is the group, which group you are. As we are in the teaching lab, you will choose the teaching lab part 2. So this is our group. So the first choice is specify which group you are. Teaching lab part 2. The second option, you need to write down your CRS ID. In this example, I will put mine, and this will specify the data. When you put your CRS ID, you will receive the data as an email in your inbox. Second option is you need to name your sample. For this example, I will call it sample 1. So we put our group, CRS ID, and the sample. The third one, we need to specify which solvent we use to prepare our NMR sample. And for our example today, we use deuterated acetone, which is this option, acetone D6. So we specify the solvent, and we specify our group, CRS ID, the sample name. What else? We need to tell the machine which experiment we are looking for. So this screw shows you which experiment we are looking for. Basically, we will use the auto proton NMR. It's the normal NMR. So it's an auto proton NMR. After that, you will press submit. When you press submit, you will find a number appear in the screen, which is number 8. That means you need to put your sample in position number 8 in the machine. Now, as the computer tells us, we need to put our sample in position number 8. You can see here is the chain where is the NMR holders and the position numbers. And it's designed for a specific height. Some researchers are not tall enough. So you will find a step ladder here so you can help yourself to move a bit up. Now, for our example now, we need the position number 8. And as you see here, position 48, 49, 50 are close. So number 8 is a bit away. How to move the chain to put the position number 8 close to the user? As you see here, there are two buttons, left bottom and right bottom. These two buttons give you the option of moving the chain manually. So what I will do, I will press the left button and the chain now is moving. As you see, the numbers are moving now close to me. I'll keep press on it till have the number 8 close to me and I can put the sample in. Now, the position number 8 is here. All what I need to do is holding my NMR sample and put it on. Okay, after you putting your NMR sample on the right position in your machine, what you need to do now, is just press the bottom OK for submission. It takes some time to load the sample. However, the NMR itself takes almost 1 minute, this experiment itself, but the loading for one sample is almost 10 minutes. So that we advise you when you're submitting your sample, don't wait it, waiting your email. As you see now, the chain is moving and your sample is moving toward the machine. And when your sample be close to the holder, the automatic holding machine will move it inside the NMR machine, as you see now. Now the sample will be inside your NMR machine. As you see, the sample now will be dropped down inside the machine to begin the NMR run. Now the sample complete run, and as you see, it comes off the machine. The holder will move it back to the same position, which is number 8. As you've seen, the sample is moving out of the NMR machine. At this point, you should receive an email with your NMR data. However, you need to be sure that you take off your NMR tube and turn it back to our lab. So what you need to do, as your sample in position number 8, and it's really hard to catch it now, all what you need to do is move the chain back again to make the sample close to you. So moving to the moving buttons, and for this example I will use the left button, and also you can use the right button if you like. So this is the right button, just to show you the other direction. Press it till the sample position number 8 will be close to you, and you will be able to move your sample out. Okay, when you finish running your NMR sample, you need to bring it back. And this is your sample. What you need to do first, take off the cap gently and put it on the dirty NMR tubes beaker. Then, this is your sample. As I mentioned earlier, if this is the whole compound that you have, you can pour it in a round bottom flask and remove the solvent by rotary evaporator to recover your compound. If you have enough material and you need to dispose this sample, all what you need to do is, first of all, dispose your compound inside the liquid waste. Then, using ethanol, gently add some ethanol inside the NMR tube till the end. When it's filled with ethanol, just rinse it to take off all the ethanol that you use for cleaning your NMR sample. So this is not clean and not dirty. It's just rinsed one time. It has to be a deep clean, but this is our job. All what you need to do, just put your dirty NMR tube in the dirty NMR beaker and leave it for us for the deep clean.